Avoid these intermittent fasting mistakes. As you can imagine, with so many people taking up intermittent fasting these days, there are a lot of mistakes being made. We have researched the most common mistakes that people make so that we can make you aware of these. You need to avoid these costly mistakes at all costs if you want to be successful with intermittent fasting. Before you continue, check out the description to get our special training guide today. 1. Giving up too easily. We are not going to tell you that getting started and sticking with intermittent fasting is easy, because it isn't. This will be a fairly radical change in your life, and you need to prepare yourself for the challenges that lie ahead. You are going to experience some tough days during your fasting periods. So you need to have strong willpower and be persistent. The good news is that the bad days should subside fairly quickly. After a couple of weeks or so, your mind and body will get used to intermittent fasting. Things should get easier after this. Unfortunately, too many people give up on intermittent fasting too quickly. They have a hunger pang during their fasting window and decide that this is too much for them to handle. A little persistence and inspiration through your intermittent fasting goals will put you back on track. Some people break the rules of their fasting window and eat something to stave off the hunger. If this happens to you, then just start again the next day. Don't beat yourself up over this and use it as a reason to quit. No plan for intermittent fasting. If you just dive into intermittent fasting without giving any consideration to it, then you are far more likely to fail. People that have no plan for intermittent fasting often end up watching the clock continuously, waiting for their next eating window. This is no way to live your life. Anticipating what can go wrong on your initial intermittent fasting journey is very important. You can think about how you will handle these situations if they arise. Don't be afraid to adjust your eating window if things are not working out for you. It is better to keep going with a different schedule than to give up altogether. Too much ambition. We know that you want to lose weight as quickly as possible and want to see results as fast as you can. You probably know that the longer you are prepared to fast, the faster the weight loss results tend to be. But if you are too ambitious here and embark on an intermittent fasting method where you will need to fast for long periods, even days, then you are setting yourself up to fail. It is much better to start with the easiest method so you can get used to intermittent fasting. You can always scale up when you have reached this point. Not planning your eating window. It is very important that your eating window leaves you full for the onset of your fasting window. You need to plan what foods you will eat during your eating windows to ensure that you achieve this. There is nothing wrong with eating anything and everything when you first start with intermittent fasting. Once you have got past the initial 2 to 3 weeks, we then recommend that you look at your diet and change it to a healthier one. This will provide faster weight loss results and you will feel much better.